For you, there has to be some sort of sexual chemistry there.
Absolutely. I mean, think about people where like they're in a relationship and their guy or their girl, but probably typically the girl doesn't want to have sex as much or something, and they go and mess with somebody else, you know?
Right.
Like, I want to be with someone where we want to have sex with each other all the time, and obviously we're good to each other, we're faithful to each other. But if the intimacy is bad, there's just no way that I could be with that person. Yeah. I mean, because that's what's supposed to bring you together.
No, for sure.
That's what's supposed to bring Tony Robbins.
Yeah. No.
That's what's supposed to bring you closer, you know?
See, I'm kind of like you, but I've had the opposite effect with my girlfriend sometimes. Like, I want to do it all the time, then they think I'm just using them as like a fuck bag.
I don't even I like that. I want to be used.
Yeah, so like I've... 2, 1, it's time to talk about sex, baby. It's time to talk about you and me. Let's talk about making love. I don't even know who sings that song, to be honest. I'm too young for that one.
You know what?
Do you know?
I know salt and
song,
sugar,
but I don't
salt
know.
and pepper.
Salt and sugar.
Salt and sugar?
Something. I don't know.
Even I knew it wasn't salt and sugar.
That was like Montel Jordan or some shit.
No, he sings This Is How We Do It.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Another classic.
This is how we do it.
Hey,
that qualifies.
Yeah. No, but seriously, let's talk about that big word, sex. First of all, I want to know who's the first person in the room that lost their virginity. Mine was 17. I was kind of late in my group of friends.
Okay, I was
Next,
hold on.
11.
No,
Then she started getting 10.
Actually, it's probably 12.
I had sex at 11, started getting 10 at 12. Let's go.
Okay, I was 14, but in all fairness, I was with that guy for 4 years. So
you dated someone when you were 10 years old?
14? No, I was 14 when I lost my virginity, but we were together for 4 years.
So you dated since you were 10 years old? Well, what do you mean?
No,
oh,
like 14,
okay.
and then we were together.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
okay.
You were with him till you were 18?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, on and off. Yeah.
Oh, on and off.
Yeah. On mostly.
Yep. Hey.
Oh,
what about you, Gypsy? What was the age you lost your V card?
I don't even know the answer to that. I should for how long we've known each other.
Well, I first, gave oral sex at 14, but I had sex at 15.
You bad.
Nice.
You bad.
To an older guy? Or someone your age?
Older.
Older? Like how much older? Like some 21-year-old souped you up?
Like 19.
In his car? Okay. That's 4 or 5 years.
Oh,
yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
How did you know that? How did you?
I know these things. I just know these things. I know these things, dude.
Yeah.
No, I remember going to high school, like all the hot chicks in my grade would get picked up by some 21-year-old dude with fucking subs bumping in their car. Like,
totally had subs bumping.
Yeah, we were all jealous of that guy. We're like, man, fuck that guy. And then later it was like, that dude's just kind of a pedophile, actually.
Yeah, now you
some
look
21, bad. Yeah, some 20-year-old rolling up to the fucking high school, picking up all the hot 15-year-olds.
Yeah, no, it is. Ick.
All right.
Hindsight's
what about
I
you?
think I was either 16 or 17.
Okay.
Yeah, and like it was a very bad experience.
What do you mean?
Like the condom fell off, and I got like super scared, and like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But
really?
We did it again, and I got better on the second time.
Nice. See, it's the first time is never the best time, and that's with anyone. I feel like it doesn't matter what, like how many times you've had sex, like you really like got to have sex a lot with one person to kind of get that chemistry and learn what each other like. Everyone likes different things, you know?
Well, right. But some people mesh well and some people don't. You know
You
what I
don't
mean?
think it's possible for anyone, like, because, okay, like you said off air, like you asked, I don't remember, no, I don't remember what the question.
Talk about that shit.
No, I'm not, it's not even about that. I don't remember what the question you said specifically, but it was something like, is bad sex? I was like, guys never have bad sex.
Yeah.
I was like, seriously, I can't think of a time I had bad sex. For me personally, you know, like, I mean, there's definitely been times where I've had, like, the woman I've had sex with probably didn't have very good sex. I was done in like 2-5 minutes. But I was going to bed with a smile.
I don't know, but I enjoyed it.
Yup.
You know, it really makes a difference who you're intimate with. And like, you can have really good chemistry with somebody, but then in the room, it can be an entirely different story where it's just not gonna work out. You know? Honestly, sex really is make or break unless you're not somebody who, like, some people don't mind not having sex very often.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, for me, I want to all the time with one person. I'm not somebody who sleeps around. But it's like, if we don't have good intimacy, there's just no way that it's gonna work.
I like how you said intimacy, because there is a difference between, like, I've had sex with girls I didn't feel like it was very intimate at all. It's like we were just
Right.
fucking, you
Right.
know? Like,
Yeah.
intimacy takes you to a whole nother level. It's like, well,
Oh,
you
yeah.
really feel...
Wait, Angie, hold on a second, Angie. A whole new.
Oh!
She was talking about good sex she had, and I sang that song. We were cracking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Gypsy.
So I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
One of them is that, like, there's guys out there that think that they're like a beast in bed because they thrust fast, and it's like
Oh, yeah.
being good is way more than just that. It's the way a guy touches, the things he says, the way that he captivates you. Like
Yeah.
I'm 32, I'm not 19, so my level of standard is a lot different.
It's higher now.
The average guy that I would meet at the club isn't going to please me on the level that I want, but I'm also spiritual. I do yoga. I want real, you know,
Yeah.
it's like there's different, and you can, and you're still really freaky, but like it's like next level stuff, not just like, oh yeah, here's my dick and oh I'm gonna thrust, like, nah,
Yeah.
I'm, good
I'm just
on
gonna
that.
fuck you really hard and fast.
I can make, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can be hard and fast, but when you have that passion behind that and that, like,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, it's hard. Do you know
Hold
what I
on.
mean?
No, it's like when you're both feeling it. Like, cause I feel like sometimes when me and my girl, like, you kind of get in the zone with those people you really have like a good chemistry with, you know? Like, you guys are on like the same fucking wavelength, and like, you know, like when to speed up and slow down. It's like you both do at the same time.
And like
but it's really,
passion.
yeah, and there's like passion behind it. One thing I'm learning when I get hold of, I feel like foreplay is key to having good sex. Honestly,
hold on,
you don't have to go fuck. You don't have to suck dick for 30 minutes, but like I think like just 5 to 10 minutes of foreplay goes a long ways.
I was at a you guys, I was at a pure romance party, and they were talking about how women are like ovens. You got to preheat the oven, okay? And a man's like a microwave. They're like ready to roll. You know what I mean? But foreplay is definitely important. It gets the girl wet.
Well, and
Yeah.
Oprah did a
Don't want
study.
to dive into the empty pool.
Rather than having to spit on it.
Yeah.
Oprah did a study, and it said in there that they, you know, interviewed like hundreds of thousands of women, and it was the number one thing women want is to feel desired. And a lot of guys don't know that. Like, a guy that sits there and lays down and pulls out his dick, is like, oh, you want to suck it? Versus a guy that's like, oh, I fucking need you, and throws me against the wall and kisses me and
I want you.
rips
I
my
need
clothes
you.
off and is like,
Yeah.
and like pulls my hair and chokes me. Is like, I fucking need you. Like, that is way different than,
Right.
you want to suck my dick? Like,
Yeah,
but
just
it
wake up in the morning.
you know what I mean? That passion. And that's the thing is, even like a girl that, you know, me and Lexi know that's like 250 pounds is like, I want to be thrown up against the wall too. Like, every woman
Damn,
that
you fucking
I
better find a
know wants
bodybuilder.
that passion, but a lot of guys just don't know how to do that.
And then you guys, I just have to say, size does matter. It matters.
Well,
Yeah.
no, okay, I want to add one thing.
But
that's
fucking matters.
it's. I
Girls
feel like
think-
it's different for every girl. Okay, sorry, you go. Let
I
me
just
get
want to say
something.
one last thing. Guys always think, oh, girls want a bad boy. Well, they want a bad boy. I don't want a guy that treats me like shit. But typically, with the bad boy package, is the guy that throws you against the wall, that chokes you, that you'll
Yes.
be at a random place and he'll just start fucking you in like a public bathroom or something, or you know what I mean, or in a movie theater, and have that like raw passion and aggression. You typically, and then you kind of deal with it because it's like, fuck, I love that passion, even though he's a piece of shit and he goes to jail all the time. But it's not that girls want the bad guy, you know, and it's like finding the combination of a guy that
Get you
can
somebody
do
that can do both.
exactly
as they
be a nice
say.
guy, but also have that crazy intense passion that, you know,
Well, hold on.
a bad boy normally does.
Because when you think about the importance, think about a lot of girls go back to shitty dudes because they have good sex with them.
Because
you
they
know what I
got
mean?
that good dick.
Like,
but
you're a
it
piece
still
of shit,
never
but-
really lasts, though, it seems like. You know what I mean? And I feel like you gotta ask yourself, is it really worth it? Because
It's not at the end
I
of the day.
personally feel like sex is something that can be worked on. Like with people. You're looking at me
you guys,
like,
it really depends.
Lexi
I just
disagrees.
Yeah.
well, no, I just
but okay, it's
based on certain personal experience, I would have thought that prior to certain circumstances.
but how often did you have sex with this person? I'm like once a day. Like I mean, really, I'm like taking a fucking gym approach. Like you fuck, and then 10, 15 minutes later, you're making him fuck again, whether he wants to or
Well,
not.
no, honestly,
Like,
we had sex many times.
like
and
how
I
many
just-
times in a day though? That's how you're gonna build up the stamina.
Well, yeah, but again,
I don't
it's not
think
even
no one goes to fucking for 2 minutes to 2 hours like overnight. Like,
Well, but it's not even the length of time; it's the way it feels. If you
Okay.
know what I'm saying.
Well, and there's some guys that can let one out and keep going, and let another one out and keep going. And
Yeah.
there's guys that can't do that.
yeah, I can do that at times, certain days. I don't know, it's weird.
If you drank your
My penis
pre-workout.
has like, yeah, if I take some pre-workout that day, maybe just keep fucking going. The shit's got like fucking
What
deal
about
velvet in
length
it.
in terms of time? Like, does how long the sex lasts matter, or is it how good it is?
Well, for me personally, I think as long as both people orgasm, the length doesn't matter. Because sometimes I like it when me and my girl, we both finish in like 5-10 minutes. You know what I mean? We're both fucking happy. You can go to bed. And then, because there's been other times where like you're going ad for. To me, sex gets boring after like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Does. If I haven't finished by then, like whatever.
See,
like
I'm
it still feels good.
I'm
like,
not even referring to the length of time, you know, because honestly, I was with somebody where I was in love with him and I would have been with him, but the intimacy was just so not. I've just never had such bad intimacy in my entire life, and for me, it's so important.
Yeah.
You know, but again, I want it to be with someone where I'm with that person. I'm not going to sit there and sleep around. But if that's not working.
And then you think it's kind of, is it slowly chip away at your relationship? And that must,
just like,
Lexi, fuck
oh,
no.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
fuck no. Wait, does that feel good? Fuck no.
yeah. But I mean,
Shit, I'm sliding around.
But like you still like realize that like yes, sex is important, but it's not everything because you're still with him, right? You see that everything else in life
But we're
is
not
going
gonna
pretty
go on,
good.
on who I'm talking about.
Or okay, no worries, but
Yeah.
then, okay. How would like just so for you? Yeah, there has to be some sort of sexual chemistry there.
Absolutely. I
To
mean,
ma-
think about people where like they're in a relationship and their guy or their girl, but probably typically the girl doesn't want to have sex as much or something, and
Yeah.
they go and mess with somebody else. You know,
Right.
like I want to be with someone where we want to have sex with each other all the time, and obviously we're good to each other, we're faithful to each other. But if the intimacy is bad, there's just no way that I could be with that person. I mean,
Yeah.
because that's what's supposed to bring you together.
No, for
That's
sure.
what's supposed to bring
Tony
you clo-
Robbins.
Yeah. No.
That's what's supposed to bring you closer. You know.
See, I'm kind of like you, but I've had the opposite effect with my girlfriend sometimes. Like, I want to do it all the time, then they think I'm just using them as like a fuck bag.
I don't even.
So
want
See, I
I've-
like that. I want to be used.
Yeah, so like
Fuck yeah, use
so like
me.
in my personal like life, I've learned to like not have sex every day because I don't want them to feel like that's all I care about.
Is that
because
weird?
I've
that
had
Lexi like that. We want to be used.
Oh, okay.
Because I've had
hold on.
women get mad at me saying, "Oh, you don't care about me. You just want to fuck all the time." And like, but we end up getting like really big fights about it. You know what I mean? Like they truly feel that way, and it's just not. I'm just a sexual person.
I hear
want to
ya.
do it
Get
all the
mad about
time.
that, then-
You know?
See, for
Angie,
me,
I
if
ain't
a
mad
guy,
at that.
exactly. For me, if a guy doesn't want to fuck me all the time, I feel like I'm worthless.
Like
but
he's
I
not
have mental
attracted.
problem.
Like
I
what's
feel
going
like
on?
I feel that's like my love language. Like if
Yeah.
you don't want to have sex with me all the time, then like what's my purpose in life?
Yeah.
Like no,
If
but
I'm
like
not just
seriously,
being real.
I'm not mentally okay. But like that, I'm being like dead ass. That's
No, hold on.
how
I
I
have
feel.
to say something when she said about being used. I'm not someone where I would just like let some random.
no,
person-
not a
Right.
but no. In a relationship though,
Yeah,
like if
yes,
we're
say it's
together
different.
and you don't want to
Yes.
fuck me all the time, like I like that like I'm there to for you to let things out. Like
Yeah.
that's my purpose. Why else so
Blow off some steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to call somebody in bed daddy. Somebody
Yeah.
who's bad in bed. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
bad in bed, no one wants to call you daddy.
Yeah.
No. Well, and that's the thing too that like with me and Lexi, we both have very strong personalities and are kind of like boss like. So that's like the thing about we need someone that can and it's a lot of people are intimidated by us.
Yeah.
So someone that can overpower us and help relinquish control that, with like bondage
Match
stuff
your
and,
energy.
like
A
being tied up,
dominant man.
dominatrix. Yeah, because it's the one time where then you have to release control and surrender because everywhere else in your life, you are the one in charge.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
wanna be
It makes
told
them more
what-
like
you
the
wanna be
manly
told
man.
what to do in those circumstances.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
this. I saw this meme that says, "I don't like to be told what to do unless I'm naked."
Yeah.
Can't give direction.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I'm trying to think of this one quote I heard about sex, and it's like, I can't think of it what exactly it's a shame, but it's basically like, it's the thing of like losing control, like there's a beauty in just like wanting it, but like kind of not wanting it at the same time. Like how you said, like how you want someone to just like push you up against the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though you may not have been in the mood at times. Like, do all girls have a rape fantasy? Do girls have a problem? No, I honestly heard
That's
that
a
most
fair
do.
question.
Like, yeah.
I might regret saying this, but one of my something I really enjoyed was a guy that I was with put on a ski mask and a gun and he pretended to break in the window.
Like that, you actually role played that?
Yeah, and like
Okay.
the gun was fake, but he's like, shut up, bitch, and fucking take it.
Like a pistol whip, yo?
Well, he did. Well, he kind of pissed, but not that hard. But then he like put the gun to my head and had like a ski mask on, and and then I was like, wait, do I have fucking problems?
Yeah, and you're just like
what?
sucking his dick
I
and got a
legit,
fake gun on your head.
Yeah, and I really liked it. Like, and then I was like, is that, you know?
No, that's cool. I think role playing's fun.
I can't believe I just said
I haven't gotten into it onto that level right now. Me and one of my exes got drunk and we like randomly role played. That was like one of her dad's friends or something. Like,
but see,
like
that
one's
thing about
kinda...
role play is like, I think people, like for me personally, I could be with one person for the rest of my life, right?
Yeah.
But there's so many ways to make it exciting. Like I was with a guy before. I remember we were at Target and his shirt came up. I was like, after we were together for like 6 months, I'm like, damn, you're sexy as fuck. And he goes, you see me every day. Why are you saying that? And I go, because I want you to be excited, right?
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people cheat, is because in the beginning they are with someone and they have this excited and they feel wanted.
It's new,
and then
too.
Right. And then as things go on and time goes on, then they become more like, just used to each other, not like that, where I want you to feel important and that I'm excited about you and that I think you're sexy every day, where it's not like, I fucked you 200 times so it's boring, be like, let's still like have this fire. And you can choose that. But a lot of people don't realize that that's a choice that you can have.
Mm-hmm. That's also why I feel like when you are in a long-term relationship with someone, like not having sex every day can be a good thing. Because if you are pounding out 2-3 times a day for like 4 or 5 years fucking straight, things are gonna get boring and it's gonna get hard to spice things up. And I'm not saying you have to take like a month off or whatever, but just 2-3 days. After taking a 2-3 day break, like you have sex on that third day, you're like, holy fuck, finally, feels like a year.
I have to disagree with that. When I was with my son Emilio's dad, that was one thing that really kept us together. Even if we were like, I fucking hate you, I can't stand you, whatever, we had sex all the time and it was so good. And
yeah, my ex that I just broke up with, every time we did, like, I couldn't get enough. It even was like 2 more times I wanted more and more and more because but I think me and Lexi are a little more
like
than the average person. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But where I go get sick of it. But that going back to like role play stuff, you can make things fun. Like this guy recently, I pretended that I was a realtor and that he was coming for a house. And
that sounds like an actual porno.
No,
knocking on your door.
And then for him to sign a contract. No, it was really fun. And then
you practice your lines.
I wanted him, and then I wanted him to sign this deal, and then he would only do it if I sucked his dick.
Yeah.
And it was really, and so when you like role play and experiment, you can be other characters, you know.
And it almost like gives you the illusion that you're having sex with someone else.
Right, and it makes it fun, but you're not. It makes it really fun.
No, I actually think, you make a really good point, especially when you're like having sex with the same person for like X amount of time. It's hard to keep things passionate. Like,
and I can put on wigs and change accents.
Like someone goes, yes. But I was gonna say though, again, like you have to have good intimacy with each other, because if it's not good, it doesn't matter if you fucking role play. I'm like, get me the fuck out of here.
Well, and there's people. That's one thing too about teaching things is like I was with someone for 2.5 years and he had no experience, but
But he learned your body.
I molded him to exactly what I like, and he was willing to learn, and deep inside he has passion, right?
Yeah.
So either you're a passionate person or you're not. And if you are passionate, there's wiggle room there. Yeah. And if you're not, if you're the guy that's like, here's fuck, like there's a difference between the guys that genuinely want to please a woman and that get off on a woman getting off, and the guys that just want to get off themselves.
Yeah.
And the ones that genuinely want to please a woman, you can train them, that have passion. Typically people that have had shitty, things happen in their childhood or have had a lot of pain in their life. They're the ones that
have daddy issues.
Yeah. Or even guys that have had, have had problems or things growing up that haven't had a cush life. They typically have some passion within them that can be brought out,
Yeah. So so Lexi, you haven't been able to mold person or any person in the past that you've been with. You don't think you just think it's not gonna happen at all.
Too many times of there's no fucking way. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
And then when you said when size matters, I feel like that was, I remember what I was going to say earlier before we started talking about something else. I feel like that's different per girl though. Like if you're like 5'2", like some like little 90-pounder, like you could probably only want like a 3-4 inch
penis
dick.
might seem
Like,
bigger.
Yeah, you know, yeah, looks bigger in a little girl's hand, you know.
That's hilarious.
Like what's like the minimum length for you girls?
What feels good?
Doesn't even matter.
I'm just saying it
Doesn't have to be like a monster.
Well, no, it's just if it feels good. It could have to do with width versus length or whatever. It's just that if it's something where when you're trying to be intimate and you're not feeling
like you're actually like having sex with guys and you feel like nothing.
Oh no, you know, I've honestly never experienced this before in my entire life.
I've never experienced where you can't feel it.
Well, that's the other thing too. It's one thing if you have sex with someone and you don't have something to compare to.
Yeah.
But if you're used to something entirely different.
Yeah.
That also makes a difference where I'm like, oh, I'm not settling for that. Mm-mm.
But don't you feel like, do you feel like you're comparing them to like all your past relationships and you should be trying to focus on something between you two?
Oh,
like,
trust me. I've made many attempts because, you know.
Like if you tried to teach them your body and like tell them what you like down there, you know, and
no, I'm just telling you.
Which way to steer the boat.
Again, it just wasn't feeling good where I'm like,
but you're physically attracted to him, right?
Well,
like you was.
Here's the thing. After all the attempts where it's like, oh God, this isn't like, I would be like, oh wow, okay, we have to break up. This is not gonna work out. And it's like it sucks because otherwise that's what we're saying. It's like, why does a piece of shit guy have to be really good in bed? And then the guy that you find who's not a piece of shit is fucking horrible in bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It matters.
They're out there.
I don't want
to be with a piece
of shit. That's for damn sure. But I'm also not gonna be.
I think I'm the combination platter. You might be the
I like to think I'm the combination.
So wait, why do you
platter
think you're
too.
the combination? What do you think? What makes you a good lover in a sense?
Okay, you want to go first?
I can go first. I mean, I just feel like I'm passionate. Like, I just feel like, I don't know.
Are you the type to like, you know, choke someone, throw them against the wall, have like that like type of passion?
Yeah,
some people aren't though.
When it's the appropriate time, absolutely. You know?
Not a stranger.
I like doing different things too. I think what I'm passionate is like, well, I didn't really get a lot of girls in high school, and I wouldn't say I had sex with like a lot of people, but I've just had a lot of sex. Like I dated 2 girls for like 4 years, and I've had a few like 1-year relationships in there too, where we would just like bang all the time, you know what I mean, and hang out.
That's good for your relationship,
right? And like through each one of those relationships, that's when I started learning that every woman's like different, and everyone likes different things, and you kind of have to just figure out your own like sexual chemistry with that person, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I said, I was a nerdy dude in high school. I didn't get any fucking girlfriends. I was kind of chubby. I had a shit ton of acne on my face. I had the ugly duckling phase, so that's how I ended up becoming like a little bit of both sides. I feel like.
You're like,
if you're like a preppy dude in high school that's banging all the cheerleaders,
they're horrible.
Yeah, like you go up,
bro. Like I got some pussy.
Yeah,
and they're the type that be like hitting it with that face, like. Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Fucking sending Snapchats to his boys.
Ew, those are the worst. Those are the worst.
But I think those guys are out there. Like, I hope I'm that guy. I feel like my girl's happy.
Yeah. You two have been together for a while now. Like,
yeah, a couple of years, yeah.
Let's call Wade out in a little bit. What's your guys' sex life like, if you don't mind?
Good. I feel like sometimes I get distracted by my hustle, I'm not going to lie.
Right.
I should be more attentive at times.
Aquarius.
Yeah. Well, Gypsy, you dated an Aquarius for a long time. We get on some other shit.
I can be as sexy as fucking possible, but when it comes to making money, it doesn't matter.
Your trip?
No, yeah, but
Angie, your trip? Hold on, I'm sorry, but you have to share that because that's fucking hilarious. Angie was on a trip. Can we share with your boyfriend? You gotta tell the story.
What?
Remember when you were looking all good and you're like trying to fuck him and he flipped out on you?
That's all good. Let Wade finish his story quick.
No, that's like a really good story. No, I'll finish up though quickly. Like I should show her more affection and attention at times. And it's really just a mindset of flipping it onto I want to be a fucking ape right now. Rather than like being on my hustle
and like communicating too, right? Like communicating with your partner whether you feel like they want to fuck too much or they don't want to fuck enough.
I'm a physical person. I like physical touch. I like rough riding,
tactile.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
like that shit's important to me. I just feel like sometimes I get a little bit out of the sexual mode. Does that make sense? I don't even know.
Because you care about making money.
Yeah,
which isn't a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. But I need to balance that out better, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Gypsy, do you want to tell that story here that Lexi was hounding you about, or
Okay.
you don't have to?
There
If
was
you
this,
don't,
well,
if
no,
you don't
there's
feel
a
comfortable, you
situation
don't have
that
to.
I was really horny and I looked all sexy and the market opened and and he
Nice.
first started trading and I went on
Wait, the market open? What are you talking
the
about?
stock market.
Oh,
And we were on a trip and the stock
you never
market
looked
opened.
sexy during the open of the stock market.
And I went up to him in lingerie and I was like, oh, let me suck it, let me fuck him. He was like, get the fuck away from me.
What?
Get away from me.
Yeah.
You know, because he was trying to, he was like wanted to trade, you know, and you know, yeah, so I just thought that was funny.
No, that is.
And I,
Yeah,
I
it
literally
is.
got
No.
like, I literally looked like a fucking porn star. Like I looked like amazing, especially for the trip. I had everything perfect. And I'm literally getting screamed at, get the fuck away from me.
Because I don't know, once guys knows, like,
Because it's about making money though. But that, I mean, that's attractive though. And you know, it's like, you only care about sex and not making money. And I was like, well, I like both, but you know, I do need to, you know, have a balance.
Right, balance things out a little bit. I don't know, like, I've learned, like, just sometimes just getting a nut isn't worth it. So that's why I feel like people like Wade can, like, you guys just get too obsessed with, like, you know, money sometimes. Because you know, like, oh, I can make $1,000. Oh, I could just, like, bust a nut quick. That's why I always think cheating, like, is never worth it. Like, you always kind of get in those, like, moments when people, like, really want to cheat. I feel like you always see someone else who's, like, physically attractive. But I feel like I'm personally, like, I'm old enough now, and I could never do that to anyone, especially when I've been cheated on before, to know just, like, that one nut isn't worth the past, like, 3-4 years you spent, like, with that person, you know?
Okay, but I have to add in because there's different types of people.
Let me add in after you about that because I have my thoughts.
So I'm a faithful person. I want to be with someone where we connect like no other, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to go sit there and go cheat on somebody. But there's those type of people where they want to have their cake and eat it too.
Yep.
And that's, you know what I mean? That's just
so
some people.
So let me tell you, same touch on cheating. I don't think cheating is okay. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It's not okay. However, there's circumstances like
no,
that.
No, because I was like to try to justify it already.
Okay, well, so there's guys, right, that will just go and like have a girl, whatever, and then ignore them and have the girl and then just go fuck someone else because they think they're hot, right?
Yeah.
But then there's circumstances and it's not okay, but I understand where there's the couple that's been married, the husband never gives her attention, never says she's pretty, she starts a new job, there's a coworker there, oh, you look pretty. Oh, you look nice. Oh, whatever.
I think Gypsy likes these fantasies.
Yeah.
No, listen though, but it's true.
No, but you're into that shit, clearly.
Yeah.
But no,
but
the secretary at the office.
Like,
that's
I'm a new secretary. Like,
no, but where that happens, where someone ignored. Like when I was in a relationship, I wasn't getting the attention and stuff that I wanted, and I went somewhere and there was a guy that was really attractive and he asked me for my phone number and I said no, and I was supposed to come back later that day to get something from there and I didn't because I said it's a slippery slope when you're not getting the attention you want in a relationship and someone gives you that attention and then say you get their number for like business reasons, but then at the right time
it's really not business reasons,
right? But at the right time they get your number and you meet. That's how affairs start. It's a small seed that's planted, and that's why if you really want to be faithful, you have to stay away from it.
You have to commit to be faithful,
right? And you have to say it because there are, especially when you're have like guys that are interested, you're gonna always have people that you're not getting the attention you want, and there's someone there, but you have to just make that decision. But like I said, it's sad that there's people in relationships that aren't getting attention, and then someone, and that's how affairs start. But that is different. They're not okay still, but that's different than the guy that's like, oh, I just want to fuck a bunch of bitches. Yeah. Than someone that's constantly getting like put down in a relationship, and then someone's like, oh wow, you're pretty. Oh, the guys that come up, oh, he doesn't treat you right, he doesn't appreciate you.
Or there's relationships too where I've heard like the girl is not having sex with her boyfriend like ever.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Or her husband.
It's usually with a married couple. So couples that have just been together in a long time, I feel like.
I won't say who, but I knew somebody where they told me that they would mark the calendar for when they would have sex with their wife, and it would be such a rarity. You know what I mean? And of course, they're not together now. Yeah.
So. Well, I guess like you each have a kid. After having a kid, did that do something to your sex drive?
No, I've always.
No, you've always on it.
No, well, my girl, to the point that's like kind of a problem.
My girl said after she had her kid, she lost lava sex drive towards her baby dad. And she's like, oh, it's a common thing with women.
Oh, well, if your baby dad doesn't fucking help, obviously.
Well, so like when I had my son Emilio, you're supposed to wait a certain period of time to have sex. And again, that was with the person.
Didn't, did you?
That was the person.
Someone broke the rule.
No, that was with someone where we had such amazing intimacy, and we like couldn't wait. Like we just,
Yeah. What about you, Gypsy? Your sex drive was still high even after having a kid for your baby dad?
The guy that I had a kid with was more, we didn't have like a strong sexual connection. He was more of like a best friend that I ended up getting pregnant with. And we didn't really have a lot of sex. And I just, used a dildo a lot when I was pregnant, like 5 times a day. But
5 times a day? God damn.
Yeah, that's why I was like, next time I have a kid, I need someone that's a freak.
What's the most you've used a dildo in a day? I think my record for jacking off when I was like a teenager was like 12 or 13 or something.
Oh, damn. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's a banner, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
This was back when I was in middle
You
school.
need to put that in your LinkedIn profile.
That was back when I was in fucking middle
if you
school,
take
dude.
an
I just
Adderall-
like had bone.
If you take an Adderall, sometimes, okay, I really
See,
hope my
it's
family
different
doesn't
with
watch
guys.
this. I really hope my family doesn't watch this, but if
Full
I take an
disclosure,
Adderall,
family.
okay, so if you're watching this, just turn off. If I take an Adderall, it takes a lot to climax, and I'll be like, I'm gonna clean my house, and then I'll end up using my fucking dildo for 6 hours, and like,
Hold on.
Is that an exaggeration or
No.
You'd sit there for 6 hours?
And you guys,
She's
she
even
told me
downplaying
that.
it.
She told me that, and I'm like, how do you do it for that long? Because obviously,
Time goes by
Like, how do you not get bored? That's what I think. I get bored.
It's like you just get in like a different mindset, and
Yeah.
it's like a way of like distracting. But
I gotta say real quick. So Ange told me that, and I'm like, well, how do you do that? Because like if I use a vibrator, it don't take that long, you know what I mean?
But when you're on Adderall, it's different.
But one time I did take an Adderall, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I get what she's saying.
Yeah.
Like, it takes. It's like it's.
And sometimes I'll tell myself, like, if I was going to work, be like, oh, I'm just gonna use my dildo for 10 minutes, and then I have to like call and be like, oh my god, I had a diabetes.
Yeah, stuck in traffic.
I don't know. It's always like a diabetic emergency, and be like, it never is 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't like doing Adderall because it's hard for me to get it up. Actually, like say that and like cocaine. There's certain drugs that I would not do because it's hard for me to get it up. Like, I've missed out on having sex. I was doing a bunch of blow one night and I had a coke kick. And I was like, I'm never doing this shit again. Sex, drugs, and like, why would you do a drug that you can't have sex on?
Does whiskey have that problem? Because I
don't really drink liquor that much. I drink a lot of beer, but even then, like alcohol, I haven't had a problem with. I think weed's the best.
Oh,
Just being really high.
Molly?
Yeah. Molly's like good, but I still think I'd say weed's better personally.
So having sex on weed is better than having sex on Molly, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you
What?
fucking nuts? Dude? I'm sorry.
I think
Are you
so,
out of
dude.
your fucking mind?
I don't
so.
know. I don't know what kind of Molly you do then. I guess.
Yeah, no, I've done some good fucking Molly. Like,
No, but like even coke too. Like, oh god, forgive me.
I can picture you doing coke and like in that.
Yeah, I feel like I've sexually like performed the best. I think.
Yeah.
really? When you're
That
on the
mindset,
blow?
like I'm a fucking boss.
Yeah.
Really?
Exactly.
Am I right?
I just feel powerful. I don't know, like.
Fucking Godzilla.
Yeah. I feel like those days are gone for me. I feel like, but yeah, good times though. Yeah.
Godzilla.
I just
That's
love-
a fucking crack up.
Well, some of my favorite more like sexual experiences. You ever been like sex when you're just like really fucked up off of just like all sorts of shit, and then you just fuck for like 2 hours and you're like sober after? You like honestly feel like a brand new fucking person. It's like you're not fucked up anymore.
Yeah, actually.
Wait, you guys, are people asking questions?
I'm up in the chat too.
Yeah, he's up in the chat. He goes, the girl with the blue hair is hot. Hell no, weed is not as good as Molly. Yeah, I may be in the minority here, dude, but for weed, maybe you guys haven't smoked good enough weed. I don't know.
Let me try that then. I'm really curious.
No, but also
really
it's like
curious.
different chemistry when you take different drugs. Hits people differently. Too.
Yeah.
You know what I
Molly's
mean?
just
I get a
almost
little
too
bit
much.
Too in my own head
Yeah.
when I smoke.
Now that I think like the reason I like weed so much is because I still feel kind of natural. Like I'm not on these fucking stimulants, you know what I mean, Molly? I get goofy and weird. Like I know when I'm on fucking drugs, you know what I mean? Being high, I still kind of feel like I'm myself, but I feel like just all like when someone's just like touching me and just like, you know, when you're deep in, it's like a lot warmer, it's wetter. It's just,
Wetter.
They have actually,
you know,
they have THC gel that you can put in your vagina to get your vagina high. I saw it on Vice, and you can. I want someone from
What is
Colorado.
that supposed to mean? To get
But
your
it's so
vagina
you get your vagina high, where then you have sex and your mine isn't high, but your vagina.
so you have a body
No,
high.
it's a thing.
Yeah,
it's
no.
a thing. You can get your vagina. I really want to try that.
Yeah.
That
Get
sounds
your
fun.
vagina high. Get a nice little body high.
Like some Karen types that are like would never smoke
Hold on,
weed are
wait.
trying that.
Babe,
they
what
like
are you
it.
doing? Get my vagina high?
Yeah. Hold on, babe. I'm
Wait,
getting
you're doing what?
right. I'm getting high as fuck right now.
That's actually really interesting. I really want to try that.
Yeah.
Oh.
What sex toys do you girls like using with your partner? Like you ever go into a sex shop, you know, with your like significant others?
I like bondage gear.
What's that?
Stuff to tie
I'm
you
kind
up.
of agreeing. Oh, you like the bondage
Well, you
stuff?
can always improvise with like a pillowcase, you know?
Yeah.
Or-
I recently got my girl on the she might get mad at me saying this, the throat spray. To like numb the back of your throat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
you guys
I
ever
didn't-
use that?
No, I
yeah.
haven't.
If you have bad gag reflexes, dude, no, she makes jokes. She said she went from she's like the dick sucking champ now.
Really?
Yeah.
You're like, glad I got that throat spray.
Yup, I'm glad I put
Lex
you
is
on
already
that.
a. Picture if you have that next level shit.
I always get a kick out of there when I'm at sex shops and you see like the giant like butt cheeks for guys to bring home that they can fuck for like $500. Well, I always get a kick because they're like fucking massive. I was like,
I wonder who buys them. Like, I really do.
Yeah, no, I remember last time I saw just like they had just like this big pair of butt cheeks. It looked like it was like a fucking machine, you know? It was like they're so expensive.
Where do you store them at your house? Like, where
Yeah,
do they
it's probably
put
like
them?
$700-800
in their closet, under
Yeah.
their bed.
Or like just imagine walking out of the store like to your car, just holding that thing, just a giant, just
Put it on your shoulder.
yeah. Just like I was like, if you buy that, you better walk out like you own that shit with a big smile on your face, like
And if he has
everyone
kids,
knows what you're
What do you
about to
explain to your
go do.
kids if like his kids see it? Like, what's this, Dad?
Yeah. But girls have way better sex toys than men do. Like there was this one time I saw like they have like this one fucking dildo is on like just this really intense fucking machine, like, and it was like had it had like a barbed wire, but just like had like a framed steel, had like a fucking mini motor at the end of it.
What?
And then just like a
Dude, that's
giant
pump
dildo.
machine. It's a pump machine.
It's a pump machine. Yeah, yeah,
Low key, I've always wanted to try one of those.
Yeah, they're around. I'm
Yeah,
$69.99.
yeah.
Lisa
keep
always
keep
talks-
trading some crypto. Maybe you get one for you.
Lisa likes the shower. You know those dildos where they suction.
To the shower, sir. Yeah.
You know someone that has that?
Lisa.
And she likes it?
Oh yeah, I remember she.
So what do? You're in the shower and
You
you
just back it up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this big purple one. I'm sure they have a bunch of different colors, but this
Yeah.
big fat purple one.
Okay. How do you girls feel about group sex with a significant other? Like you've been dating the same person for 2-3 years, and like he or she throws the idea out there of having a threesome with someone else.
The only way I'm not saying that I would do that, but if I were to do that, it wouldn't be with someone I'm like in love with and I want to be with. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see that shit.
I don't think I could
want
do
that,
it
you know?
either.
Well, because you want them for yourself, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And to watch that is like,
Well, it's like I couldn't do it with another guy, but at the same time, that wouldn't be fair for her. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm only gonna have a threesome with another girl, you know.
But it seems typical for
Girls
the
like
scenario.
girls, though.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
funny
different.
thing.
That's what
Yeah.
Ray makes a good point. Like, guys, we don't have that. Like, dudes don't get drunk and start making out with each other. I feel like girls are like a lot
That'd be
more
weird.
attractive to. Yeah, girls are like
Yeah,
they're
we're more
naturally more
attractive to
attractive to like other women than guys are.
See, I'm not
Like,
into girls, but I've done that where I'm like, oh yeah, let's make out.
Yeah, but you're not eating any pussy, really.
You know,
Yeah.
no comment, no.
Yeah. So you don't think it's worth it then, really? Like if your man offer like
If it's a situation where it's not someone that's like your man, or maybe in your case your girl or whatever, because then there's
yeah,
like
so
that
group sex is
emotional-
only for like just people you don't really have any like
emotional
romantic
attachment.
relationship
But
with.
then there's also some people. Okay, my cousin, him and his wife are, what is it called, polyamorous, and they do that. And I talked to her about it. I'm like, how do you guys not get jealous or upset? And
Yeah.
she said, well, naturally you have those feelings, but this is how we are. You know,
Yeah.
like he likes it and I like it, so they just do it.
And that maybe bring you closer together too, right? I actually did see this, read this one article a while ago. It sounded like really fucking stupid. I was actually making fun of it, but like they were doing like a science experiment where like couples that weren't having any sex, married couples, they would actually have like either the man or the woman would watch the other person like have sex, because then it kind of reignites that jealousy, that anger, you know what I mean, that desire to want your partner back, because like that used to be yours, and now like you see some other dude fucking
then
it
now
real
you're
hard.
territorial
It's like a
over
weird
it.
it's a weird psychological thing that takes place. And when I'm reading this article, I'm like making fun of it, like, yeah, hey, boy, we're gonna bang your girlfriend for science, you know. But I can see it working in like specific situations though.
For me, like obviously I'm a Scorpio. I have jealousy, but if I'm with someone, I want that person to experience the ultimate pleasure that they can have. And if that is something on their bucket list that they've never experienced, you know, like
you'd give them a threesome. If
right.
Like
if I'm like in another
fantasy.
country with someone that you'll never see again, you know what I mean? They can't be more attractive than me. Or I can't have bigger.
There's still ground rules to that.
Yeah.
Right, but like it, like that's the thing. If I'm with someone and I'm committed to that person, I don't want them to ever want to go somewhere else. Like, say someone is like a fucking toe thing, right? I'm not into toes, but if they like that or whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean? Or what, but I'm just saying, like, whatever. If someone really has a fetish, I don't want them to have to hide that. Like, I want whatever it is that really makes you. If we're gonna be together, if you want me to put on a wig and call me, you know, Shania Twain or whatever the fuck,
dress up as a Pokemon,
be a fur, like I'm really down to do anything.
They do have Pikachu tail butt plugs, actually.
But you know what I mean, like whatever, like so that's my idea. If someone really wants to try something once, and you know it wouldn't be all the time, but if someone really wants to try something, I want them to be able to receive the maximum amount of pleasure in their life and not ever think, oh, I'm weird for this or this or that. So that's my thing. I'm open to experiment because I don't want them to ever, you know, have to want to go elsewhere or not get their desires.
I feel like everyone deserves a threesome. At least once. Like, if girls like, do girls ever like, if you had a threesome with two dudes, you don't mind me asking? Because every guy like fantasizes about having a threesome with two women. I feel like it's only fair that women can fantasize about having two dudes.
I've never had a threesome.
Not even with another girl, or
I'm not saying that I wouldn't.
You
but
wouldn't?
Again, if I did, it wouldn't be in a situation with like someone I'm.
Yeah.
You know.
What about you, Gypsy?
Gypsy's looking a little nervous over there.
Yeah. Sweating.
Well.
Here, I'm gonna read a message and check it. I can't share my woman. I didn't play in the sandbox when I was little.
That's a nice comment.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if this counts. There was one time where
something tells me, hold on, this is definitely going to count. Just like like it's definitely going to count.
Well, I mean, there was a time, actually I was 16, where me and a girl were both laying down and her boyfriend like switched off going down on us.
Okay.
And then there was a time, maybe like, what was this, 10 years ago, where me and this girl, these guys were laying next to each other, were going down on us, and then all of a sudden we looked and they switched, and then I started hooking up with
twins though.
Lexi, don't give the fucking details.
Okay.
No, they weren't. It wasn't his twin. It was someone else.
Yeah, Lexi. Oh, God, you don't even know the story.
But I know.
And then they switched, and then I started hooking up with that one, and then she started whatever. So I don't know if that counts. Because
no, that counts. I think. Yeah.
Qualifier.
They just pulled a fast one.
Yeah.
And, well, I liked the other girl more anyway, so it worked. But
right.
I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
I can't believe the stuff I'm saying, but whatever. I'm 32 years old. Sue me.
It's real shit, though. I mean, this is a real big part of life.
Yeah.
And it's not talked about enough here. I feel like in like European culture, it's much more open. Like here is not.
France.
Yeah.
They're
like,
really fucking over there, dude.
Yeah, those guys fuck fish hooking all day.
Yeah.
Those guys are aggressive sexually.
Right. But I think with technology too, just like how accessible porn is, like most people like who are born, you know, maybe like with the internet, so like I don't know, 70s, 80s, and like an up, like it's so accessible. I think that people nowadays are a lot more sexual than like people my parents' age. Personally,
can I say one thing?
It's the opposite, though.
Really?
I think the younger people. I've read some statistics that are like they're so into their technology now
that they don't want to fuck.
Yeah, like they're not fucking.
Well, this is one thing I read too. A guy would rather like watch a porno with a really hot chick than fuck a five.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That at his college campus.
Yeah.
So they would rather do that. One thing with me.
That's a virtual lifestyle though too. Like
they got VR now, shit.
Yeah,
dude,
I know. And then you get one of those butts and you're
who needs? Yeah,
you're like fucking raw dog.
Just get in the zone. Yeah, looking like I'm a fucking astronaut.
Dude, you're choking yourself out with a tie.
Yeah.
Like
one thing though, I think with our generation, with the accessibility of porn, is it's kind of making the younger generation not as good in bed. Because, like for me, I think sex scenes in movies are way better than a lot of actual porn because there's that fucking passion, right?
Yeah.
Where a lot of porn is created for guys. So if that's all he sees is sits there, has his dick out, the girl sucks it, and then she does that, and they don't even kiss or anything.
Yeah.
If that's what they see, they think, like, for one thing, for me, is I love a guy that moans, right?
Yeah.
In pornos, you don't hear guys moan, because if you're jacking off, you're not going to want to hear a guy going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they don't hear that. So an average 22, 23-year-old, that's all he knows, isn't going to moan because he doesn't know any better. So that's what they see, and they're not taught to be a really good lover, because that's all they see is and
they think that's all women want too.
Right. They think, oh, if I'm sitting there, like, a girl's just happy with that, without kiss and touch and eye contact and, like passion. There's literally, in a lot of porn, there's no fucking passion.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought that up, and that's why I try not to look at that much porn, because when you brought it, when you said they'd rather jack off to a hot chick than like fuck a five, people don't realize that like a lot of porn is like not realistic sex life for the average fucking
like
person.
The people in the background, it's not even the girl who's moaning and screaming. It's like someone else. What'd you say?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you told me something about it'll be like some 300-pound woman in the back.
Yeah.
No?
Are you talking about like a voiceover or what?
Yeah, like
they probably do that. Yeah, they probably do that with editing. But like back to watching too much porn, I've like noticed there's been times like, I was really like logging into the hub like fucking every day. Like I started to feel like the person that I was with at the time like wasn't very attractive. I was like, oh, my girl's kind of ugly, because you're looking at these like fucking porn stars that are like these dudes are just having threesomes with. And even though I did have a bomb ass chick and we were having really good sex, I was comparing it to something that wasn't realistic. So that started like putting like generating like negative feelings towards me and like my my lover. So that's why I've learned to like stay off. Like, sure, maybe I'll log in it every now and then, but like I try to not stay off there as often as I can now, because I know like just too much of it's bad.
One thing too is like in a lot of these pornos, these guys are very they're literally not doing shit, and the girls going fucking nuts. Like, oh my god, this guy's amazing, and she's acting, getting an Academy Award for acting like it's so amazing when this guy isn't even putting that much work and being really basic, you know. And so a guy then would think like, oh, all I have to do is have her suck my dick like it's a trophy, and just do this like it's not like the bro type, and then think that the woman should be going crazy, orgasming 3 times for a guy that's fucking basic.
Right. Yeah, anything to say, Alexi?
No.
Well,
do you guys watch a lot of porn? Do the ladies watch a lot of porn?
It depends, because there's been like times in my life where I may have watched it more than other times. Lately I haven't, but I have noticed that when I do watch it, I for some reason like watching 2 girls and a guy.
2 girls, me too. I watch no, that's my go-to usually is the group sex, honestly.
If I do, I like homemade videos.
The
I don't
stepsister, the stepmother.
Why? Okay, can we talk about that? If I ever go onto Pornhub, there's always so much.
That's the most popular shit.
Why? Maybe because my stepdad is kind of like.
For me, I like it.
I don't get it.
I like it because there's usually one young chick and then one like kind of MILF. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Yeah, you get flavors.
A couple flavors. Yeah, you get 2 scoops. Yeah.
I like vanilla and chocolate.
Yeah, let's go.
I like strawberry.
I think another negative thing that could be happening from watching too much porn, if you're a guy that doesn't have the biggest dick and you're watching all these dudes with like monster cocks, like every day pound these women out, you start to feel like you're the only one with a small wiener. And like, oh no, seriously, I feel like it's probably happened to tons of guys, and like you just make yourself even fucking more insecure by logging onto the hub too much.
That's a really good point, actually. Like, never really thought of poor little guys, but like, like, don't let that affect you though. Like, just go out and do your thing. Like, there's always someone richer than you or a bigger dick than you, a better body, blah blah blah.
You always gotta admit to that. Always someone harder. There's always someone who can fuck harder than you. Yeah,
like, that's a benchmark though too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you want to be able to dominate like that.
Oh, hold on.
We had a little side.
I got that on the mics. You think you were quiet, but it picked it up.
Hey guys, we're gonna have to do a quick rewind and see what happened. Yep. Let's get.
I just told Lexi. I'm gonna bring up a situation, but I don't want her to say any comments about it because I want to choose what I say about it. But
all right.
Recently, I had the best sex. I met someone, and within knowing him for 2 days, I had the best sex of my entire life. And it just shows that certain chemistry, you don't have to know someone for a long time.
You're just vibed right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But see what I'm saying? Well, that's important because imagine.
Of my life. Like, it was just like, where the fuck were you? Like, it just.
But imagine now if they had met and they did that and it was awful.
Yeah.
So you can't have a relationship.
Right.
You know, it's got to be good.
And we spent we had sex and we spent 8 straight days together because it was just like
nice. Just hanging out one day after another after that.
Wait, I can't let you leave.
Yeah. I was like, you're not fucking going nowhere. I was like, bring your stuff over here.
Yeah, go ahead and move him in right away.
No, I did. Like he did. It was so like it was like mind blowing.
Yeah. But to me, I still feel like you can have like maybe mediocre sex, or even maybe sure the guy like busts right away like the first time you guys do it. But if you really like the dude and he's like just a good guy, he treats you right, and you had fun hanging out with him, I think he deserves another shot, and you can keep like working at towards something. Obviously, Lexi feels different. And I agree with you. Like, well, there comes to a certain time where you just know it's just not going to happen.
Well, I mean, after many attempts where it's like, no thanks. It's just, I mean, how do you make that work?
I feel like I was better after hearing this conversation today. I feel like when I was doing drugs, out, single, fuckboy, I was probably better in bed than I am now. That's kind of fucked up. Now I'm like entering the stage of my life where I'm like wearing New Balances and Champion sweats like a dad. You know what I mean? Like I'm
you got your dad swag.
Yeah.
No, it depends on with who.
A lot of this is the thing.
Yeah. I'm like maturing into like more of like.
But the man, okay, I'm gonna tell you though. When I lived in LA and I had I hooked up with some guys that are pretty wealthy, and a lot of them aren't the best. Like that are younger and like cool and have the swag. But like I said, what I want is something different, and I don't get any complaints. Let's just put it that way. But the like deep passion intimacy, a lot of times you don't get that with fuckboys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like in a way, even though the dad thing can still have that like deep-seated passion of like and rawness that the fuck boys that are like, oh yeah, here's my dick. Like that doesn't that feel like you're lucky.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're having this conversation. I need to be more in tune with that shit because like of course when you start dating somebody, the first year you're fucking every day, all the time. Yep. And then you kind of get into a pattern and like not saying it gets boring, but it's like you have to work on it. You have to like do your maintenance. You have to do your oil changes. Like you have to pay attention sexually to your partner.
Yep. Switch things up, role play, and take a break every now and then too. Like not like a week or two, but like just I'm saying like if you have
a girl feel sexy though, too. Like I have been guilty of like even though she looks good, like I take shit for granted sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and my head's in another place, and it really should be. Part of me loving her, is showing how I love her like that.
Exactly. Like, so like, for instance, like say you guys are like about to go out to eat or whatever, she's getting ready and she's in the bathroom. Walk in there and without saying a word,
you're a situational sex
just
person.
listen, without saying a fucking word, be like, you're so sexy, I can't fucking take it. And just rip her pants down and just start fucking pounding her while she's in the middle of doing makeup and be like, you're so sexy, I fucking
smash
need
her
you
head
right
in
now.
the mirror.
Yes. Start, grab her from the neck and start choking her from there. And just be like, you're so sexy, I can't even fucking take it, and just start going at it.
Gypsy's clearly a situational sex haver.
No, but like, that's not hot. Like, what woman would complain if they're doing makeup and then the guy's like, you are so sexy right now.
My girl might get pissed if I did that, actually. Like, she might be like, what the fuck are you doing? We're already late.
But, like, find times that you're just like, I need you and desire you so much that, like, I fucking need you.
Yeah. But you're a lot more, like, open. Like, some people are, like, a lot more shy. Like, my girl's a little more shy, actually. Especially when it comes to, like, public. You're down to fucking public places.
Oh, I don't want to get arrested, but
yeah, I've banged the coolest place I've probably banged. You know, it was at the state fair. That thing that sits on the zip line. It's like that cart that you get put on. Yeah, we banged.
I've sucked dick there.
We banged in one of there one time.
I've had sex on a Ferris wheel. One of the funniest times I've had sex multiple times when I was in the hospital with an IV in my arm in the ICU.
Damn.
See, I feel like different people though bring out different parts of your character.
That's true.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like, with one person, you might be like, I'm not doing that. With really another person that you're like, oh shit.
Well, and the guy that doesn't take no for an answer, but it has to be someone that you're with, because like obviously if it's like a Beasley type, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
because this guy that we know that was kind of.
I'm a mile high clubber.
Oh, how did you do that? I've never done that yet.
We were on one of those international planes, so there were 6 bathrooms.
No, so that had to been a big had to be a big one too, because I just flew on Delta and like I barely fit in there my fucking self.
It was really it was a tiny bathroom. It was a tiny bathroom. But I woke up. We both did Xanax before the flight, and we drank too. And I woke up, and she was just like jerking me off and shit.
In the bathroom?
No, like underneath like my jacket in my chair, and I was like
The seat?
slobbering and shit. I was a fucking
Just zannied out.
Yeah.
Juuling.
And she's like following me, so I just followed her and like bent her over in there. But like, I was like, damn, did that just happen? Like,
That's awesome. See, that makmakes life so exciting. you
Yeah,
know?
it does. And that's something else you could do. Like, if you're in a long-term relationship and you feel like sex is kind of boring, like changing the environment of your end. Like, I was noticing, like, me and my
Or the
girl,
person.
we were, yeah, but no, but like if you're like we and my girl, we were having just like a lot of sex in the bedroom, like all the time. Just doing it on the couch one night just felt like a whole different world.
Kitchen,
yeah,
yeah,
just
car.
the
like,
small
Gypsy's
changes.
never had sex in her bed. She's like a situational sex person. Like, it's got to be. In
No,
a different...
I wrote the realtor thing happened in my bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to wrap this shit up. It was fun. I wish we could talk longer, but
Yes, and I'm gonna help. We gotta get some more mics up in here.
yeah, we're working on it. Well, you're not gonna be back forever, right? Because you're going on to town on Sunday.
Right. I mean,
But we're gonna get you on over Zoom. The thing is, I just feel like we don't do enough podcasts with 4 people to really. For me, really, to get good value out of the mic.
Oh, I
we
hear you.
barely have used the 3rd one, honestly.
That's
And,
crazy
Like,
that-
until Gypsy's been coming over, like it's normally just me
I'm a
and one
regular now.
Yeah, it's normally just me and one other person, though. You know what I mean? I've had the 3rd mic, so I just want to like spend fucking like another $200-$300 and just have it just sit there and use it once in a while.
That surprises me because podcasts are so much fun. Like, why would you not want to sit around and have good
Well,
conversations?
I've noticed honestly with the right group, like us 4, we do pretty well together. But in the past, I have done with 4 or 5 people, and it's usually like 2-3 people dominating the conversation. We did one with 5, and like 2 people barely spoke the whole time. And then it's like everyone like, or you get those situations where like everyone wants to talk, and everyone's just like yelling and screaming into the mics, and it kind of sounds like shit. You know what I mean? So screaming after that. But I think the 4 of us have good podcast chemistry.
Hey.
Thank you. Shout out to everyone following on Twitch right now. Everyone
Wait,
on
I have
YouTube. Let's read some of these chats here.
Can I just tell you real quick?
Yeah.
You spelled my name wrong, so it's L-E-X-Y. And on the video, it's L-E-X-I, so I just don't want to...
L-E-X-Y.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I spelled
Oh,
it
you
this
got it.
time.
Perfect.
How'd you spell gypsy?
I spelled it G-S-P-Y this time.
G-Y-P-S-Y?
G-Y-P-S-Y. P-S-Y.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, that's how you spell it, right? And I spelled Lexi with a Y this time, too.
Thank you.
I spelled Wade Dante with a big capital D.
All right, yeah, we can keep my last name.
Wait, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you looking at the questions.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Take us. What did you have to say, Lexi?
Oh, no, I already said it. I just want to make sure my name was spelled correctly.
Nope, your name is spelled correctly.
Okay, thanks.
So everyone will know where to find you now.
Okay, thanks.
Lexi La Rosa, Instagram. What's your Instagram? It's Gypsy.
_wonder_.
Gypsy _wonder_. And then mine's Doug Life Official. I choose a Doug Life. Doug Life chose me. Peace.
That was nice.
All right.